Can you believe this, Cowboys fans? Just one season after finishing with the 30th ranked defense in the entire NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are already staring down a potential reset that could redefine their future on that side of the ball. And honestly, it feels like one of those classic Cowboys crossroads moments. This is Dallas Cowboys football we're talking about, America's team. A franchise built on dominance, swagger, and legendary defenses that once struck fear across the league. Think Tom Landry's discipline. Think the Doomsday Defense. Think Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin lifting Lombardi trophies while the defense slammed the door shut. That's the standard. And after a disastrous season that led to the firing of defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, the Cowboys are determined to get back to it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. With Christian Parker stepping in as a new defensive coordinator, Dallas isn't just changing playbooks, they're changing philosophy. This staff is young, aggressive, and forward-thinking, blending modern NFL concepts with that old-school Cowboys toughness. And once the coaching foundation starts to settle, the next step is obvious: inject elite talent. Enter the 2026 NFL mock draft from Pro Football Focus analyst Trevor Sakima. And Cowboys fans, you might want to lean in for this one. With the 12th overall pick, Sakima projects Dallas selecting Caleb Downs, the do-it-all defensive back out of Ohio State. And if that name sounds familiar, it should. Downs has been one of college football's most complete defenders over the past 3 seasons. Smart, physical, versatile, and downright reliable. Let's put this in context. Last season, the Cowboys finished dead last in pass defense. Dead last. For a team that plays half its games inside the bright lights of AT&T Stadium, that's unacceptable. You can't be America's team if quarterbacks treat your secondary like a 7-on-7 drill. Caleb Downs changes that narrative instantly. At Ohio State, Downs consistently posted PFF grades above 85.0, elite territory, for 3 straight seasons. He racked up 68 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles last year alone. But the stats only tell part of the story. This is a defensive back who can line up at safety, slide into the slot, cover tight ends, blitz off the edge, and still fly downhill and run support. In simple terms, he does everything. One NFL scout reportedly said at the Senior Bowl, he sees the field like a quarterback, but hits like a linebacker. And that's exactly the kind of chess piece Dallas has been missing. Now, imagine Downs paired with Trayvon Diggs, one of the league's premier ball hawks, once Diggs is fully healthy. Suddenly, quarterbacks have to think twice. Suddenly, Micah Parsons doesn't have to get home in 2 seconds every snap. The entire defense breathes easier. And speaking of Micah Parsons, let's talk about the 20th overall pick acquired via Green Bay. Sakima has Dallas selecting TJ Parker, the edge rusher out of Clemson. And yes, Cowboys fans, this is where the word violent comes into play, and not by accident. Parker didn't quite hit the statistical highs I'm expected last season, but turn on the tape and you see it immediately. Explosive first step, relentless motor, heavy hands. He finished his final year with 37 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 3 fumble recoveries in just 12 games. And at the Senior Bowl, he was one of the most disruptive defenders on the field. An AFC executive reportedly said, he plays like he's mad at the offensive line. That's the kind of edge presence Dallas has been searching for opposite their current stars. Picture this for a moment. Micah Parsons on one side, TJ Parker on the other, with a strong interior pushing the pocket. That's how turnovers happen. That's how games swing. That's how January football is won. Now let's zoom out. The 2026 NFL Draft will take place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from April 23rd through April 25th, a fitting blue-collar city for a draft that could restore some grit to Dallas defense. And while mock drafts are never guarantees, this one paints a very clear picture of where the Cowboys are headed. This isn't just a rebuild, it's a recalibration. Dak Prescott remains the face of the franchise at quarterback. That's the player who touches the ball every snap. CeeDee Lamb continues to evolve into one of the league's most dangerous wide receivers. Zach Martin's legacy as one of the greatest guards in NFL history is already secure. But championships, they still require balance. And history proves it. The Cowboys' greatest eras, the 1970s and 1990s, were built on elite defenses that complemented star-studded offenses. This mock draft suggests Dallas is finally leaning back into that identity. So here's the big question for you, Cowboys Nation. Would you be happy walking away from the 2026 draft with Caleb Downs and TJ Parker? Does this finally feel like the defensive reset Dallas has needed since those painful playoff exits? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you believe defense wins championships. And make sure you're subscribed, because the road back to Cowboys glory is just getting started.